Class 12th subject physics, 5th chapter oscillations. From this chapter, let us see the graphical representation of SHM. So in this point, we have to plot the graphs of displacement, velocity and acceleration against time or against phase. While dealing with this graphical representation, we will have to take into account two different cases, because the motion of the particle may start from mean position or extreme position of the path of the SHM. Let us consider first the particle performing SHM starting from the mean position. If the motion of the particle starts from the mean position, then the equations for displacement, velocity and acceleration are displacement x is equal to a sin omega t, velocity phi equal to a omega cos omega t, and acceleration a equal to minus a omega square sin omega t. So by solving these equations for different values of omega t, we will get the required values in order to plot the graphs. And therefore let us consider first displacement x equal to a sin omega t. So for this displacement, first value of omega t is 0, and therefore x will be equal to a sin 0. Sin 0 is 0, therefore x equal to 0. Second value of omega t is pi by 2, and therefore x is equal to a sin pi by 2. Sin pi by 2 is 1, and therefore x equal to a. Next value is pi, and therefore x is equal to a sin pi. Sin pi is 0 again, therefore x is equal to 0. In the similar manner, for different values of omega t like 3 pi by 2, 2 pi, 5 pi by 2, we will get minus a, 0 and a as the values of x. Now by using these values of displacement and the time t, we can plot the first graph, that is displacement will be plotted along y-axis and time will be plotted along x-axis, and therefore O will represent the mean position and plus a and minus a are the values of displacement at the extreme positions. Then the time intervals are plotted as 0, t by 4, t by 2, 3t by 4, t and 5t by 4. Now from the values of displacement, we have got at t is equal to 0, x equal to 0. At t equal to t by 4, x is equal to a. At t is equal to t by 2, x is equal to again 0. For t is equal to 3t by 4, x is equal to minus a. For t is equal to capital T, that is period, x equal to 0. And for 5t by 4, again x equal to plus a. And therefore by using these values 0, a, 0, minus a, 0 and a, if the points are plotted at 0, plus a, 0, minus a, 0 and again plus a, and if they are joined by the curves, then we will get sine curve. Now similarly we will go for next, that is velocity. For velocity, equation is a omega cos omega t, and therefore for the first value of omega t, that is 0, we will get phi equal to a omega cos 0. But cos 0 is 1, and therefore phi equal to a omega, so phi will be equal to a omega. For second value of omega t, that is pi by 2, we will get phi equal to a omega into cos pi by 2. But cos pi by 2 will be 0, therefore phi will be equal to 0. Again for next value of omega t, that is pi, phi will be equal to a omega cos pi, but cos pi is minus 1, therefore phi is equal to minus a omega. Similarly for next values of omega t, we will get velocities as 0, a omega and 0. Again, by using these values of velocity and time, we can plot the next graph. That is, velocity will be plotted along y-axis, time will be plotted along x-axis, and again a omega and minus a omega will represent the maximum values of velocity at the extreme positions, that is positive and negative side, and O will be the mean position. So again, at t is equal to 0, velocity is maximum, that is plus a omega. Therefore, that point will be plotted here. For next value of t, that is t by 4, the velocity comes out to be 0. For next value of t, that is t by 2, the velocity is minus a omega. Then next it is 0. Then it is a omega, and at last it will be again 0. Again, all these points will be joined with the curves. Therefore, we will get the cosine curve here. Again, consider the third equation, that is acceleration a is equal to minus a omega square sine omega t, and then find the values of acceleration a for the respective values of omega t. Again, from this equation, for the first value of omega t, that is 0, we will get a is equal to minus a omega square into sine 0. Sine 0 is 0, therefore acceleration a will be equal to 0. Then for next value of omega t, that is pi by 2, we will get a equal to minus a omega square sine pi by 2. But here sine pi by 2 will be equal to 1, and therefore we will get a equal to minus a omega square. So a is equal to minus a omega square. Again, for next value of omega t, that is pi, acceleration a equal to minus a omega square sine pi. Sine pi will be equal to 0, therefore a will be equal to 0, and therefore we will get a equal to 0. For next values of omega t, we will get a omega square 0 minus a omega square, and then by using these values we can plot again the graph of acceleration against time. Acceleration will be plotted along y-axis, time along x-axis, and again for t is equal to 0, acceleration is 0. For t is equal to t by 4, acceleration will be minus a omega square. For t by 2, it is again 0. For 3t by 4, it is plus a omega square. For t, again it is 0. And for 5t by 4, it will be minus a omega square. Again, all these points will be joined with the curve, and therefore we will get again sine curve for this acceleration time graph. So this will be the graphical representation of SHM if the particle starts its motion from the mean position. Similarly, in the second case, we can consider the particle performing SHM starting from the extreme position. Now, if the particle starts its motion from the extreme position, at that time we are having the equations for displacement, velocity and acceleration as x equal to a cos omega t, phi equal to minus a omega sin omega t, and a equal to minus a omega square cos omega t. Similar to that of the first case, for different values of omega t, we can find the values of x, phi and a, and these values, after solving these equations, we will get as for displacement x, the values are a0, minus a0, a0 for respective values of omega t. For velocity, we will get 0, minus a omega, 0, a omega, 0, minus a omega. And for acceleration, minus a omega square 0, a omega square 0, minus a omega square 0. Again, by using these values, we can plot the graph here for the displacement time graph. Again, at t is equal to 0, here x will be equal to plus a. For t by 4, x will be equal to 0. For t by 2, it is minus a. For 3t/4 it is again 0. For t it will be plus a, and for 5t/4 again it is 0. So like this cosine curve we will get for the displacement. Then if we plot the velocity against time graph, then for t is equal to 0, velocity is equal to 0. For t/4 it is minus a omega. For t/2 it is again 0. For 3t/4 it is plus a omega. For t it is again 0, and for 5t/4 it is minus a omega. So like this we will get the sine curve for this velocity, and at last we can plot the graph of acceleration against time. So for this graph, acceleration against time here, for t equal to 0 acceleration is minus a omega square. For t/4 it is 0. For t/2 it is plus a omega square. For 3t/4 it will be again 0. For t it is minus a omega square, and for 5t/4 again it will be 0. Again the curve will be drawn, and so these graphs will represent the graphical representation of linear SHM if the particle starts its motion from the extreme position. In this case, the displacement and acceleration graphs, are cosine curve, and the velocity graph is the sine curve. Now, if you consider this graphical representation of the linear SHM, then some of the conclusions we can draw regarding the nature of the graphs. So first one, displacement, velocity and acceleration of SHM are periodic functions of time. The displacement, velocity and acceleration of SHM are the periodic functions of time. Second, displacement time graph, that is curve, and acceleration time curve are the sine curves, and velocity time curve is a cosine curve if the particle starts its motion from the mean position. So these two graphs will be sine curves and this will be cosine curve. But in the second case, if the particle starts its motion from the extreme position, the displacement time graph and acceleration time graph will be cosine curve, and velocity time graph will be sine curve. Then third, there is a phase difference of pi/2 radian between displacement and velocity curve. So if you consider in both the cases, the displacement and velocity curve, the phase difference between these two curves equal to pi/2 radian. Similarly, for fourth point, if you consider the velocity time curve and the acceleration time curve, then again there will be a phase difference of pi/2 radian between the velocity time curve and the acceleration time curve. So we can say that between displacement and velocity graphs there is a phase difference of pi/2. Similarly, between velocity and acceleration graphs there is a phase difference of pi/2, and therefore as a fifth point we can say that there is a phase difference of pi radian between the displacement time graph and the acceleration time graph for both these cases. So there is a phase difference of pi radian between displacement time graph and the acceleration time graph. Similarly, sixth point, the shapes of all the curves get repeated after 2 pi radian or after a period that is capital T. So if you consider the nature of the graphs here, so if you consider the first case, for 0 it is going towards positive. Similarly, at T it is going towards positive. That means the same shape of the graphs will be repeated again and again after a period of t, that is after a time interval of capital T or a phase of 2 pi. So these are the graphical representations of linear SHM if the particle starts its motion from the mean position as well as from the extreme position.